All right, so today we're diving deep, really deep, into Sant Mat.
A spiritual path with roots in India.
Exactly. And to guide us, we've got the Anurag Sagar.
Which translates to Ocean of Love, a collection of Kabir's writings.
Kabir's insights are said to be like, well, diving into an ocean of wisdom. And I know our listeners are all about that deep dive, so no need to wade in slowly. Let's jump right to it.
Sounds good to me. Imagine Ocean of Love as like a guidebook, you know?
To Sant Mat.
Yeah, but not just reading about it, like actually experiencing the divine.
And that's where this name thing comes in, right?
Exactly. It's central to Sant Mat, this idea of meditating on name, the divine sound current.
Okay, gotta be honest, name sounds, I don't know, kind of simple. Like, how's a sound a direct line to a divine experience?
That's the thing about Sant Mat. Seems deceptively simple, but it's crazy profound. Name isn't just an any sound. It's like,
The background music of the universe?
more like the underlying vibration of everything, the essence of the divine vibrating in you, me, everything.
Okay, so it's not about like throwing on some chanting music.
Nope. It's about tapping into something deeper within.
Meditating to hear the universe's hum, basically.
You got it. And they say experiencing Nam is transformative, like shattering illusions, dissolving your ego.
Whoa. And that leads to, what was it, freedom from suffering?
Exactly. Liberation. But it's not always easy. There are challenges along the way.
Right, like distractions. Speaking of, Anurag Sagar is full of stories and allegories, anything that illustrates this Nam thing in action.
Tons. But let's start with Supach Sudarshan, this totally dedicated follower.
Okay, what about him?
Well, the text talks about his parents being overjoyed by his devotion. But there's this interesting detail about Kal lurking in the background.
Ah, Cal. Okay, now that sounds kind of ominous. Like the bad guy.
Not exactly a bad guy, more like a force representing everything that blocks us from the divine.
So, like the opposite of Nam.
You could say that. Kal is that pull towards material desires and attachments. Keeps us stuck in that cycle of birth and death.
Ah, I see. So if name is the way to break free, Cal is the chain holding us back.
Exactly. Remember how we talked about name being like the underlying vibration of everything?
Yeah.
Well, connecting with name lets us rise above those lower impulses, tap into something much greater.
That makes sense. So where does Supach Sudarshan fit into all of this? His story is supposed to show this name versus Cal battle, right?
Exactly. His unwavering dedication to experiencing name is what allows him to navigate those challenges that Cal throws at him.
It's interesting, though, how the text describes people drawn to Cal, compares them to...
a dog obsessed with unclean things.
Yeah, that. It's pretty vivid and outright.
Meant to be. Sant Mat uses these vivid images to drive these complex spiritual concepts home.
But it's not about judging anyone, right?
Right. It's about understanding what we might be focusing on that's keeping us stuck.
And that's where this whole inner detachment thing comes in.
You got it.
Inner detachment. So that's like mentally detaching from all that stuff, those unclean things. But does that mean like giving up all your stuff to connect with the divine?
That's what a lot of people think. It's understandable, right?
Yeah, it's a big jump.
But Sant Mat really emphasizes the inner detachment part more than physical renunciation.
So less about what you own, more about your mindset.
Exactly. It's about shifting that focus from the outside, the material stuff, to your inner spiritual experience.
Okay, so you could be surrounded by, I don't know, tons of stuff, but still be internally detached.
Totally. It's about where your attention is. In fact, the Anurag Sagar even talks about King Yudhishthira.
Oh, right. He was all about righteousness. But he still went through some stuff, right?
Exactly. Lots of challenges. So it's like, just because you have a certain status...
doesn't mean you've got it all figured out spiritually.
You got it. It's like we can get so caught up in what's happening around us.
The ups and downs, the stuff we have or don't have.
That we forget about cultivating that inner connection, you know, that connection with the divine.
So how do you cultivate it? Does the Anurag Sagar have exercises or techniques?
Meditation on Nam is key, obviously. But there are stories that show this in action, like take the story of the Pandavas.
The Pandavas. Oh, right, performing the yajna. And wasn't there something about a bell?
Yeah, the mysterious bell sound. That's a powerful metaphor.
See, that one felt like a riddle to me. What's the deal with that?
Okay, so in Sant Mat, the bell, it represents that divine sound, Nam, becoming audible.
Audible to everyone.
To those who have reached a certain level spiritually, like a sign they're tuned in. It's not a literal bell, you know, but an inner experience. The yajna being complete, not in a material way, but spiritually.
Gotcha. But hold on. The text mentions, like, millions of sadhus at this thing.
Yeah.
Millions. And then it's like, oh yeah, one sadhu didn't participate. Why is that important?
See? That's Sant Mat storytelling for you. Makes
Right.
you think. The sadhu who opts out, it's an allegory. A soul already so connected, so tuned in, they don't need the rituals anymore.
They're already hearing the bell, basically.
Yes, exactly. So it's not that rituals are meaningless.
Right, right.
It's more that true attainment is about inner transformation, that direct connection.
So rituals can be like a starting point, but not the finish line.
Precisely. And you see this idea elsewhere, too. Even the Anurag Sagar mentions the Prophet Muhammad.
Wait, really?
Yeah, hearing the divine sound in a cave.
That's wild. So even though it's a Sant Mat text, it's like pointing to something universal.
That's the point. The path might have a different name, different practices.
But the destination's the same.
That connection with the divine, it's a shared human thing.
Like we're all trying to tune into the same radio station, but we've got different radios.
I like that analogy. And what matters most is not just knowing about the station, but actually hearing the music.
Experiencing name? But how do you even describe that to someone who's never, felt it? What's it like, experiencing name? But how do you even describe that to someone who's never, felt it? What's it like?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Some of those things. How do you put it into words? It's like, imagine trying to describe chocolate.
To someone who's never tasted it.
Exactly. How do you explain that? But I guess I could use some analogies.
Okay, get me.
Some people say it feels like this profound peace. Like, imagine a wave of bliss just washing over you.
Okay.
Others say it's like coming home after being gone for so long. That feeling of belonging, connection.
You guys feel like you're describing something beyond words.
That's what Sant Mat is all about, pointing you towards that direct experience. All the stories, the teachings in the Anurag Sagar.
It's like they're giving you the map, but you have to actually take the journey.
Yes, you got it. And speaking of journeys, the Anurag Sagar talks about this idea of true family.
Oh, right. Not just blood relatives, right?
Exactly. It's about a shared connection to the divine.
So your true family is everyone on the same spiritual path.
In a way, yeah. It's like recognizing that deep down.
We're all connected.
By that spark of the divine within all of us.
That's kind of beautiful when you think about it.
It is.
Well, this has been incredible. We went from the basics of Sant Mat all the way to name and this idea of true family.
It's been a pleasure sharing these teachings.
The pleasure was all mine. And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us. Remember, it's not just about the knowledge, it's about the experience. So keep seeking, exploring, keep listening to that sound within. Until next time.